Southern Hang family, and welcome back. It is now 2026. And with Southern Hang, you've got a Kentucky rooted podcast hosted by four lifelong friends from the University of Louisville. We're talking sports, we're talking fatherhood, we're talking life in the South, and usually we're talking music. We've got interviews with musicians, athletes, local personalities, and sometimes you just get the four of us hanging out talking about whatever comes on into our mind. And so to kick off the year, that's what we thought we'd do, right? Looking back at 2025 and looking at our data and the statistics, we learned that you like us talking about 90s things. 90s alternative, 90s R&B, 90s hip hop were some of the most popular episodes we had. So eventually we're going to get to that. But what we also learned is that y'all like us talking about our roots, and our roots are here in Kentucky. So for this episode, we're going to combine those things a little bit. We're going to try and keep it in the 90s, but we're going to focus on some artists and musicians from either from Kentucky, grew up in Kentucky, tangential to Kentucky, whatever it may be. But we'll get to that in a minute. But first, God, it's just so damn nice to talk to you guys again. What's going on, fellas? Welcome to 2026.
Happy New Year.
2026, a number. It's a summer. Sound of the funky drummer.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I heard a loud scream.
I don't write checks anymore, but you go to the new year and you struggle to get the year right. I've struggled to write 2026. I keep writing 2006. I'm going back in time.
I have said 2000. I said 2006 at lunch today.
We living in the future.
Yeah,
this is the future right now.
Yeah.
Hell
well, it's
yeah.
hard to believe. Like Y2K was 26 years ago. That makes no sense. That doesn't math because it's like five. It was like 5 years ago, I think.
That math ain't mathing.
What are y'all getting into to start the year?
Gearing up, just trying to make every day not feel like a Sunday after it seems like New Year's Eve and all that fell on the middle of the week, and then you still had like 4 days to go. I was like, what day is this? Is it still Sunday? It was like 4 Sundays in a row.
My man Crichton just had a birthday. Was this a big one?
You didn't?
Was this a big one?
Didn't I? Number 5-3 in the books. Number 5-3. It was good.
That doesn't math either.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm so youthful. I bounce out of bed,
I didn't realize we were going to start off the new year by telling a bunch of lies. You don't bounce out of bed.
No. Youthful. Hell yeah. No, I like 5-3. Pre-show, I usually add a number or an athlete to whatever number my year is. So we decided what am I, Sherm? I'm Herbie the Love Bug.
Herbie the Love Bug.
I mean, he was an athlete. I mean, he raced people, won races.
He was racing.
Yeah,
was racing.
And Chocolate Thunder.
And charming as hell.
Dawkins. Yeah.
That's right.
I was trying to think of what number 53 athlete matched up, and out of nowhere, Sherm just has.
I feel like
I'm just going to call you Love Bug, though. You're a Love Bug. You are.
There's probably a famous linebacker somewhere that was 53 that we're not thinking about.
Yeah, but this is not as cool as Herbie the Love Bug, dude.
Who did you find? Who did you find? What?
Dawkins, Artis Gilmore.
Sherman? Are you asking Love Bug Cotton?
I'm asking Love Bug. LBC.
Oh, dude, I'm down with LBC. You down with the LBC?
Yeah, you know me.
Hell yeah.
Also, good 90s.
Yeah.
Good 90s.
Speaking of 90s, so I'm in Orlando for a conference, and I had the pleasure of seeing Tone Loc, Montel Jordan, and Vanilla Ice all in the same show. Bringing it back. You should have seen the ladies dancing on stage.
I wanted.
Were they from the 90s?
Yes.
I wanted to say something in our group text thread because I'm looking at that background behind Vanilla Ice. I'm like, what kind of dancers are these? I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, these are. He invited the crowd up.
Yeah, those are Suburban Housewives.
Yeah, a bunch of dancing on stage. They were fancy dressed.
Yeah, it was a black tie event.
All right. Oh man.
And a mutant ninja turtle.
Yeah, there was a mutant Ninja Turtle sighting. Yeah, it was quite the event. Unexpected.
He just played Ice Ice Baby over and over again for about
Yeah, with a big
25
jam box in
minutes.
the back. Yep. Yep. And
Yeah.
the remix. And then the new remix.
There's a remix.
Yeah.
He got his song.
Tone Loc got his 2 songs. Yeah.
Mhm.
Tone Loc's he's
That's
getting up
solid.
there, man.
Is his voice more gravelly?
It
than what
is.
is
Yeah.
Tone
It
Loc.
started gravelly. He even admitted, he's like, hey, my voice is good and gravelly, getting more gravelly as I age. Yeah.
What is Stone? Is he the he likes big
Nah,
butts?
he's
That's Stone Loc?
Funky Cole
No.
Medina.
Oh,
And then
Funky
Let's
Cole
Do the Wild
Medina.
Thing. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Wow thing.
Let's not. Sir Mix, you don't know Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Oh, I know the good Sir Mix-a-Lot. I know some posses on Broadway.
Sloss?
I never.
Sloss CD?
Yeah. Yeah. Larry was a white guy. People think he's funny.
He's funny. A real estate investor who makes a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I
Lots
got
of
that one.
dollars.
We can I can do that whole song, but Baby
Let's
Got
do
Back
it.
was never all right. My posse's on Broadway.
I tell you
Oh,
what
hell
they
yeah. I
did
can do
still
all that.
bring back was the bass. Like the bass was resonating through the whatever Marriott here we're at here in Orlando. It was thumping.
Nice.
That's a the bass is resonating through
Yeah.
the Marriott. That is
Yeah,
definitely.
you think that's what Vanilla Ice thought he would be getting into back when he cut Ice Baby?
Oh yeah. I'd do it. They're making a living and they
Heck
don't
yeah.
have to go,
Still doing what they
Heck
love,
yeah.
right?
yeah.
Making good money. All right.
Well, killer.
So what are we gonna? So we had said that this episode, kind of kicking off the new year, that we might continue to talk music, but we wanted to kind of combine some of the things that were really our audience enjoyed from last year, which was 90s music and when we get local with Kentucky. So we're going to combine those things.
Mhm.
So what we thought we'd do, the prompt for my fellas here was to find some artists, whether it's a song, an album, or just we want to talk about the artist in general, that somehow rooted in the state of Kentucky, like the 4 of us, and fits the 90s theme of things. Who wants to kick us off?
The theme of the subject
That's
of
right.
the show.
Who wants to kick us off?
I'm good. I'm good to go.
You go. I don't want to go first.
This will be the most in-depth or longest conversation ever about this particular band or group or boy band. But this is not in my repertoire of talking about. But when I started researching Kentucky based or have ties to Kentucky bands out of the 90s, I don't know that there was another band that that was maybe more popular in the pop stream than the Backstreet Boys, Brian Luttrell and Kevin Richardson out of Lexington, Kentucky. I had to look up the whole band because I didn't know an artist. I didn't know any of them, but I was like, Backstreet Boys is Kentucky, and then once I did a little digging, I was like, oh, okay, I guess they are.
Hey, Love Bug, we're in the trust tree here, man. You don't have to.
Yeah.
We know you got the CDs and you got it on the streaming devices.
Went to the reunion
Can you
concert.
turn the camera? Turn the camera to the left. And let's see that poster on the wall.
There's
man.
no-
Come on now.
Do you think there's some? I do.
Tammy told us.
Some
Tammy told us
Backstreet, yeah.
you go to sleep singing "You Want It That Way."
Right.
You are.
You are my fire. I was like, oh, I know that song.
We know. You know that
I was
song.
like, oh, I know that song. But I like when I was like, I just do the Google search. And I'm like, Backstreet Boys are from Kentucky. And so once I looked it up, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, hell, there wasn't probably a band back then that put out. I'm not saying like they're in our wheelhouse. They're in Neil's. Don't skip list.
I imagine they
they're,
have a few skips.
We're talking from Kentucky. artists, and I was surprised. I was like, well, shit, I got to put them on my list. That sounds fun to talk about anyway.
You didn't have to.
Hey, they were huge. But you did.
I did.
Hey,
yeah.
But back then in that time frame though, I mean, you're talking like all those different bands, and a lot of times when the song will come on, I'll know all the words to it. It'll come on, but I couldn't tell you what the band.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if it's NSYNC, 98 Degrees, go through the list. I'm like, it's on because it was on all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know it? No, seriously, I'm not knocking it. I know all the words. I'm not lying. I know all the words to the song. That's a fact. But it's not. But I couldn't tell you who the band was because I never bought it. But it was on all the time or whatever. You know, if you're at a club or a bar or whatever, and the song's on, it's on.
Yep, it was on.
And the ladies loved it, so they were playing it too.
Ladies love Cool James too.
This is a fact.
What
he was
who was the first boy band? Right, like the New Kids, I think commercially, but it goes
The
way
Beatles,
before that.
Jackson
The Beatles.
5.
Were the Beatles.
Jackson 5.
Menudo,
Jackson 5. Yeah, Jackson 5 was that would be like.
but like
Boys
manufactured, like Jackson 5. Maybe that was
Beach Boys, maybe.
But
Yeah, but they weren't manufactured, right? That specifically to, like, the Beatles were a boy band by accident. They all got together and played music, and they
they're
liked
musicians.
music. They weren't, they were musicians. Those bands, like 98 Degrees and all that, that was manufactured. That was like, hey, we're going to find these people, and then you got to, so,
Like, are we
the
trying to
Jackson
put-
5? The Jackson 5?
Are we trying to put 98 Degrees in the Beatles?
Oh.
in the same
But that was
bucket?
their family.
Yeah, that's not manufactured.
That was their
If you're talking
family.
about because I was thinking New
Yeah.
Edition, but like even then, like that's not. They kind of knew each other. It wasn't manufactured. So then, I don't know.
New
I
Kids
guess
on
it
the
would have to
Block.
be in that '90s.
New Kids on the Block.
Well, it was that
New
one
Kids on the
dude,
Block would
right?
have had to be the
The Ron
manufactured
Perlman.
version.
Is that the guy's name that did all of that? He was the one that held all the tryouts and put it all together. Not a very good person, turns out.
I'm not but going back to Wildings, I'm hanging out with at the conference and getting to see a show. We had NKOTB at one of our conferences a couple of years back, and Tammy flipped out. The girls all flipped out. Man, they came out in the crowd, took pictures with everybody. The girls couldn't have been happier. So, like, I didn't, I was just glad they were having fun. But that was kind of fun to watch them. They put on a show. I didn't,
That's good. Well, Craig, I didn't know that's where we'd
Fun.
start this conversation, but that's where you took us.
I don't think any of them were from
No.
Kentucky, though. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going side to side on my screen. Sherman, who'd you have?
We're going to take this in a completely different way.
Thank you.
If anybody's still listening, after that. So in the early 90s in Louisville, there was a rap group. So this is something for me that was hit my radar. I'm 91, 16 years old, and the group is Underground Mafia. They had a sample of an X-Clan beat and had a song called Gangsta Walk. And it is a bop. It is, I mean, I played it the other day on YouTube, and I knew all the words as well. Some of them,
It was used
trying
in
to
the
figure
clubs, man.
it was absolutely.
I was going back that was my dancing days, man. And we'd go to all the dance clubs and hip hop. We had hip hop routines. My matching polka dot, Z Z pants and Z Cavaricis and buddy.
Cavaricis.
Yeah, buddy. And that was the jam. That song was fun.
That song.
That's
That
before
song
your
was
53-year-old artificial hip.
No artificial 53 heart hips. I do have a broken femur at one point, and a crooked nose, but yeah.
And Sherman, I got to ask, we're in a new year. Are we no longer saying jam? We're going bop?
I'm saying all of it. It's a jam. It's a bop.
He's been a bop guy from original.
I have been a bop guy.
He's been a bop guy from day one.
Okay.
It's been I went from jam to bop at some point. I don't know when that started, but it did move. I don't know. I don't know that that's the kids. That might be just one person that I know that says bop that I just picked up on.
To each his own.
Let me give you a catchphrase. See if y'all catch on to this one. So, when Sherman is talking about music, he uses bop for sure. I mean, that's I don't know if you caught my reference, but there's some for sure's that come out of one of our talkers' mouths that I catch on to every once in a while. So
For sure.
If you
for sure, oh yeah,
for sure.
yeah, every once in a while.
You can speak up. You don't have to be quiet.
He goes on. We go on for sure rants. Yeah.
You can say whatever comes to your mind right now.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah.
So Sherman, is that still? You said, is that on streaming? Because I had the cassette. It was like a single cassette.
I cannot. I had the single as well, and I cannot tell you. I had the cassette single. I can't tell you what was on the other side. I have no idea. It could have been a remix for all I remember. I don't remember that, and it is on YouTube. It's the only place I could find it. I don't know if it's out there. If there's where that is, as far as we can add that to the playlist. But
I am 99% sure I have that cassette in the basement.
If it's still in the jam box right now, is my question.
No, it's in a box. It's just
a box.
I get it.
It's a box
Do
of
you
jams,
even
but not a
still
jam
own
box.
a jam box to play said tape?
I have a device. I got to find the device, but there is a device in the house that plays cassettes.
It then plugs into the Bluetooth.
That's right.
There's a wire. It's a cord.
I can't play it in the car.
No.
So is everybody in that band from Louisville, or was it? What are the ties there? It was Louisville for sure.
Well, clearly from the end of the song, we know that it is very much a west end of Louisville because they diss Newburgh and diss a whole bunch of other places in Louisville and name. They start off talking about 38th Street. So it does shout out a lot of different parts of the city and talks about just other things going on and getting ready. It is a club song.
Man, that was big.
Do we know of anybody that was in that to go on and do other things?
I do. I looked that up to try to figure out and
can we get them on the podcast?
That's a great question. I got to find that out. We'll be reaching out to, if you're listening to this, if you made it through the 98 degrees conversation and you're still listening, we'd love to talk with you.
My fire. I'll just hum in the background while y'all talk about gangster rap.
Did we have any teak parties where Snoop Dogg or Crime Dog played that?
I don't think so.
We did.
The DU teak combo party that about burned down the campus. Hell yeah.
The underground. Oof.
91, the greatest year of high school graduates. Hell yeah.
That's debatable.
Yeah.
For sure.
The best of the best of the best.
For sure.
Sir.
All right, Red, where are you going to take us?
Well, I pulled together 3 picks, and because that was the assignment. And oddly enough, they all kind of tie back to some things that I don't like, but I really like the songs. So I'm going to jump in with the first one here. I'm not a jam band guy, right? Like for sure. And sometimes I go, like even Dave Matthews, I feel gets a little jam bandish.
Number 1 on the list.
I'm going to throw a shout out here to my neighbor and friend, B. Moore. Because every time I see something about this band coming in concert, I'm like, hey, just making sure you saw it. He's like, I've already got tickets for both days. But I want to go My Morning Jacket. And the song I'm going to throw out is I'm Amazed. I couldn't tell you the year that it came out, but I feel like it's a jam.
It is a jam. Also from the 2000s.
From the 2000s, right?
Neil, I gave you the answer. You didn't say.
Well, I was going to let I took some shit on previous episodes where
wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute.
All right, we get to pile on Red for this one.
You knowingly let it go.
I'm like, wait a minute. Well, the assignment was 90s.
Nah, but their debut album.
90s Kentucky.
Their debut album.
I'm down to 2.
Sounds
down to 2 songs.
I'm like, My Morning Jacket was back in the 90s? I'm like,
well, their debut album did come out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, that I knew.
So then it's a 90s. I'm going to side with Red. I'm going with Red on this one. It's a 90s band.
You said it would be a mailman I know, and that's a mailman I know, Jerry.
Nah. But you're not a My Morning Jacket guy, or you just?
I'm not. The whole jam band thing, I can't get behind it. I don't know why. I've tried.
Well, I guess they're not coming on the podcast.
I'd love to have them. Maybe they could convert me.
He came on our social media. Yeah, I got my picture with Jim James at Bourbon and Beyond. Said, what up? I'm like, what up, my man? He's a fist bumper, not a handshaker, which I get it. That's a lot of people that you don't want to be catching no germs. You don't want
I
to gas guy.
do wake up every day to my morning jacket because my alarm is set to One Big Holiday, which is like the guitar riff that starts off that song. I don't know if you know One Big Holiday. It starts off with like some cymbals and then a cool ass guitar riff. It's a good thing to wake up to.
You gotta have an alarm. My 53-year-old ass gets up. My brain turns on at like 5:30 to 6 o'clock every day. I haven't had an alarm in like 15 years. I'm like, I'm unless it's like a crazy early airport flight, But other than that, my brain's already up and moving before I got to be where I'm supposed to be. I be where I'm at. I'm at where I be.
I'll support your alarm calls, Neil. I set like 5 alarms a day.
You made it 2 for the morning.
No, like 5 all of them in the morning, and like of those 5, like 3 of them are songs from the movie Mississippi Grind.
Should I get that reference? I don't get it.
No, well, I don't. I'll send it to you offline.
Fair.
Good music.
Okay. Does it wake you up?
It's not in the 90s.
Red, do you want to keep going with another one of your picks and give us one that maybe is in the 90s, or are we going to come back around and like after find out
research now and figure out
the next one's from
right,
2026?
well,
I'm of the opinion none of mine are in the 90s at this point.
I decided to follow the prompt and stick with a song and an album that did come out of the 90s and a band out of Louisville. And I'm going to go with Days of the New. Days of the New is like,
good call.
I don't know. I'd call them like, I don't know, acoustic hard rock, maybe. I don't know. It's that first album's really good. It's funny. They got 3 albums and they're all self-titled. So it's like the yellow one and the red one or something. I don't know. But the first one, particularly side A, is a jam with Shelf in the Room and Touch Peel Stand.
They had a manual. I think they had a manual graduate that maybe graduated with my sister. I think.
Well, so it was mostly Travis Meeks, the main dude, and the making of the first album. The other 3 guys got so pissed off with them they left and formed the band Tantric.
Oh yeah. And aren't those guys some of those Southern Indiana people?
I don't know, but they're still making music.
I think they're Southern Indiana people. Yeah. And I think there was a night. Sherm, maybe you can remind me.
If it's in the 90s and it was a night, it's probably not a good idea to ask me if I remember.
You were bartending. What's our
even better, even more of a reason? No, go ahead.
What was our ginormous bar that you bartended? You and Bean.
Thunderdome?
No, over with
Thunderdome.
Brewery.
Yeah, the brewery.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, I think they played there. I think we watched Days of the New at the
Days of the New did play there. I don't know if I was
played at the
working.
brewery that night.
There.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that was historic, great 90s.
So maybe that's a topic of another day, which are fantastic shows that we saw at Thunderdome in the 90s.
And or fantastic bars, locations that are no longer around anymore that were badass back in the day that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
We had a trip in the probably I guess maybe not the 90s, but Days of the New. We went to Hawaii to
with Days of the New.
Not with them, but every morning it was blared, and this is the old speakers that were 4 feet standing up off the ground. But it was what was the name of that the CD? Weapon in the Wound, maybe, or was that a song?
For Days in the New, didn't have name. That was all self-titled. So Weapon in the Wound might have been later. I don't know.
All right, but at any rate, every morning, post alarm.
That's it.
Out
of the big speakers,
windows open. Out of the big speakers. It was like waking up in the teak house with Sonia's playing my melody.
That was what's interesting about Days of the New is that like they're acoustic, but it's music meant to be played loud.
Yeah, they got the job done.
All right, I'm kind of worried about going back to you, Cotton. I don't know what other boy bands you got for us.
My next boy band. It's actually a duo out of Summit, Kentucky. Montgomery Gentry, Eddie Montgomery and Troy Gentry. And so I just threw out "Hillbilly Shoes" as one of their good songs, but you know, big in the '90s and from Kentucky. That was the
prompt.
but that would it's a short you know story I got on them. I just thought, well, that's a big group. Eddie Montgomery just passed away, I believe, like 2 years ago in maybe a helicopter crash or something. I think I'm making up how he passed away, but he
Well, that
definitely
sounds
passed away.
tragic, my man.
But
Way to bring us down.
But big in the '90s, out of Summit, Kentucky.
And they got big. I was not
Country.
really listening to country much back then, but
Yeah.
they got big, right? They were all over the radio, country
they were
radio.
huge.
And all. Yeah.
Yeah, huge.
For
Big time.
sure.
For sure they were.
For sure.
And where is Summit, Kentucky?
Sorry. I don't know.
Sherman.
That's on Sherman's. Sherman's got a. That's
I
where
do
you.
not know. You guys are asking questions here, and I do not know that. I was trying to look up, but I'm gonna be cheating. So
It's near Alamo.
Alamo.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boys Hollerhead got a new song out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're also playing.
Nah, they're from
Alamo,
Kentucky. We had to look up where the hell.
And they're playing the kickoff for Laurel Cove. Hollerhead on.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I saw the different topics switching, but your drop times I saw are playing the San Antonio Rodeo this year. I know that's
they
big.
got a big. I think they've got a new album in the
That
can, and I think it's going to be a big one. Mm.
I saw the schedule come out, and I was like, dang, it was a nice lineup, and I'm like, dang, the drop times got a present stage at one night at the rodeo. I mean, that's a month long.
Yeah.
Run of it's just like the Houston rodeo.
It's like the build up to the Houston rodeo. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
And Summit, just to pull that in there, Summit is just outside of White Mills, Kentucky. Not that you would know where
that
anyway.
The hill. Now I know exactly where I'm at. Yeah.
Looks like it's a little bit
Pacific
southwest,
Pacific
northwest of Kentucky.
Yep.
That part, Pacific northeast of Kentucky. Yeah, it is about.
That's right.
It's outside of E-Town, outside of Elizabethtown.
Summit.
Kind of.
Okay.
Summit looks like south.
Well, by God.
West of E-Town. So
south by southwest.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. Anything else to add on our boys Montgomery Gentle?
Well, I know where Glendale's at.
No.
They got a big factory down there that doesn't make battery factories anymore.
Hey, now
doesn't make
something's happening. Something's going to go on.
They're going to get it done. They're going to get it done.
Something's going to happen there. We'll see.
All right, Sherman, what you got for us?
Right.
So this next one is this got a lot of play, and this guy got a lot of play in my world in the 90s. The lead singer is Peter Searcy. The band is Starbilly.
Oh yeah.
And before that would have been Squirrel Bait.
Yes.
Punk kind of 80s stuff, but in the early 90s, Starbilly put out an album.
Squirrel Bait, CT, Squirrel Bait.
That is, man. That is. And Neil, and shout out to Neil and to Brian Bean. We talked about him earlier, but they both would have introduced me to this. I guarantee it, because this was not in my. I told you I was coming from Underground Mafia. I was coming from the rap world, and but moved into Pearl Jam and kind of that space, and then. But anyway, Starbilly. The song will be Heather, but that whole album. There's one song on there, Career Day, that I cannot find anywhere. If anybody knows where to get that and purchase that, buy that, stream it, whatever, tell me, because I cannot find that thing anywhere.
Yeah.
Redmond got a box of jams.
Yeah, I got the CD.
This is Redmond. This is not a bop. These are jams. These are definitely jams. No, they're bops too. But shout out Peter Searcy too, because he's still doing stuff.
Starbilly, the one that had all the stage presence, and he would high kick stuff and jump. And, like I feel like we saw them. I feel like I saw them live a few times in Louisville too. At the Silos, wasn't that a 90's?
I don't know where they played
Chandler were
locally, but
headlining.
they
What's
got
the-
a lot of play on
I
local
saw them.
alternative radio. Like,
Yeah, I saw them local
Yeah.
a couple times. I know.
well, so Peter Searcy, like Sherman, you mentioned Squirrel Bait. Like they were like Cotton. You joke about the band name, but they were
Squirrel Bait CT.
very
Squirrel Bait.
influential, like band. In fact, if you
Absolutely.
ever heard of a guy by the name of Dave Grohl, ever heard of him? Dave,
The drummer for Nirvana.
Is he out of Summer?
Yeah,
Alma?
I got that guy.
So Dave Grohl at a Foo Fighters concert pulled and did a whole introduction to talked about Squirrel Bait and talked about Sun God particularly, and then brought up who he said was one of his biggest influences in all of music, like the person that made him want to get into music was Peter Searcy, and he brought him up on stage, and it's out on YouTube. And this was just a couple years ago, where it's Dave Grohl and Peter Searcy singing "Sun God," the old Squirrel Bait song. It is awesome video. We should probably throw it out on our socials. It's really cool. And not to hijack your segment, Sherm.
Well, buddy, I know you knew him. I know you know
so
Peters.
He might be in the room.
So so a couple years, 10 years ago, maybe, a guy by the name of Dave Ernst built my house. And it was a newly constructed home. And we go and we close on the house. And then we come back after the closing, and Dave comes back with me, and we're just kind of doing some of the walkthrough stuff. We're doing some punch list stuff. And one of the things he was helping me do was get my Sonos system set up, which is like that's the system where through your phone you can play music throughout the house. And so I've got this playlist because playlist management is pretty important to me, fellas. And I got this playlist I call Spectrum, which is basically 15,000 songs of all genre, all.
Are you just getting started? 15,000.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe more.
No,
You were.
I thought this was a full-time gig.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a huge playlist, and so Dave helps me out, and we got it all set up, and he's like, "Let's test it out," and I just hit shuffle on that playlist, and a song by Starbilly comes on the thing, and it's the song "Unmistakable Tick," which is one of the songs from that same album, Master Vibrator, and Dave looks at me, and he said, "Neil, I wrote that song. I kid
Really?
you not." And so,
That's
yeah.
fucking
And he
badass.
goes, "Neil, I wrote that song." And he goes, "Did you know that? And is that why you played that?" I'm like, "Dave, I just hit shuffle. I've been listening to this CD since it came out." And so, yeah, he was one of the members of Starbilly and part of the songwriting. He played guitar for him. And so shout out Dave Ernst, man, for and just the.
That's a badass. That's
And
a
well,
badass
and then
story.
he goes, "Hey, Neil, by the way, you love Starbilly. We just came from the closing. You do realize the realtor that closed that for me was Peter Searcy." I said, "Damn, I should have got his autograph." He goes, "Wait, you don't want my autograph?" Like, anyway, so yeah, so that's how I, at least Dave and Peter are in my universe. Just that because Dave built my house.
Do we get
That's
to meet?
awesome.
Do we get to meet Dave Grohl now?
I feel like Dave Grohl is our next guest, and it's a lock.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
If you haven't seen him do a Christopher Walken impression, you need to Google it.
Peter Searcy?
Dave
Oh,
Grohl.
Dave Grohl,
Dave Ernst.
the less famous guy that we've been
Dave.
talking about.
Dave Grohl doing Dave
Ernst.
Ernst doing Christopher Walken.
That's a stretch. I don't know what
Yeah.
that's going to sound like.
All right. Man, that's a badass story though. That really is that's like crazy,
It's wild.
crazy tiny world to be like push the button and then the dude that wrote the song.
I
is sitting
know.
next to you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is cool. That's killer.
And what a career too, because like Peter Searcy, I mean, he was doing stuff, and they're still doing things. I mean, he's still traveling and playing and kind of going. So I don't know if Dave's still doing
So,
anything. Is
well,
Ernst still
Dave
doing any
played.
music?
I saw him.
And we had to do a full year of Southern Hang podcast before you could tell us that we could probably get the lead singer of
of squirrel bait. Squirrel bait.
Squirrel
Yeah,
bait. Yeah,
that's true.
on the
We
show.
should probably pull
Yeah.
that. Let's see if we can make that happen. But
Let's get this done, buddy.
That would be
That
awesome.
sounds
I
like a
got-
great. That sounds like a great
That
show.
would be a good one.
And
That would be a
Dave,
good one.
he came back and cut. I don't know if he cut a record, but he cut a few songs, more of the Americana vibe. And I saw a video clip of him. He went on WFPK, and they do like a little series or whatever. So, but I mean, it's not full time for him. He's building homes.
Cool.
So, well,
There you
Red, before we get to you, because one of the bands that I picked is actually tangentially related to this conversation, so I figure it's more natural to go here. The
Hot damn.
band that I wanted to talk about cut an album in 1991 called Spiderland, and the members of that band, two of them were in Squirrel Bait in the same band. And the band I'm talking about is Slint, Slint, Slint. And the album is called Spiderland. And believe it or not, if you go to like Rolling Stone, any of these publications that put out top 500 albums of all time, this album's on it. It is one of the most influential albums of rock and roll, and people here don't even know much about it. But it is, and I didn't know it when it came out. I learned about it.
Slint made Squirrel Bait, which made Starbilly, which
Something
made
like
Foo
that.
Fighters.
Yeah, yeah. It started with Squirrel
Is that-
Bait, and then Squirrel Bait divorced, and you got Starbilly, and you got Slint. And I'm telling you, Slint,
Yeah.
like this is kind of like falls in the like punk, post-hardcore stuff, like Husker Du. Like they were heavily influential in Husker Du.
What?
Work with me, guys.
is it-
These
is
are
it-
big
is
time
it-
bands.
Is that Joe Dirt talking about fireworks? Husker Do's, Husker Do's?
Hey, Husker Du is good, and if it's pronounced Husker, I've always said Husker, but either way, it is that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Great lift.
So anyway, so that band, that album, Spiderland, it's only like 6 or 7 songs, but it's awesome. And the lead singer, who was one of the guys that was in Squirrel Bait, there's some stories about how like he would be like physically sick after recording that album because he put so much into his voice to make that album happen. So anyway, I highly recommend. I mean, it's a hard rock album. It's so
Is
good.
this another tape we got to find in Redmond's box of jams, or can we find this one on?
I got a
Redmond
vinyl
stuff?
hanging on my wall when I'm at home. Yeah,
Sweet.
it's awesome.
Any cool story like you went to buy a car and the guy
He
sold
built
you
your
the car,
pickleball.
or-
Yeah, he
Well,
built your pickleball court.
I
in the
think
backyard.
maybe he does windows. No, I don't know. I don't know. But actually, the other members of that band, like the dude, one of the dudes, I made my notes here, did my homework. One of the dudes went on to be in the Lemonheads. One of the
Okay.
guys went on to be in Swan. Remember the Billy Corgan group After Pumpkins?
Mhm.
He was in that. That same dude was in Tortoise. He was in Stereolab, Interpool. Like he's one of the guys was in the Breeders. So like these dudes are they play some rock, man, and they've done some stuff. So shout out Slint. All right, Red, you can take us back here to. Let's hope you stay in the 90s this time.
Well, I've had plenty of time to do research just to make sure that my picks were in the 90s, but I don't care. You set me up. You set me up. And I don't know. I'm going to go back to a genre here with Love Bug on his second pick. Growing up, we watched Hee Haw and the Mandrell Sisters and the Oak Ridge Boys, and this reminds me to some degree of that type of music. Oddly enough, this was actually may have been Gunner's first concert, but I'm going to go with Winona Judd, and the song I'm throwing out is "No One Else on Earth." And I think
Mama don't get to come in. Naomi don't even get to participate. Just Winona.
We're just going straight Winona. I thought about throwing all the
Sorry,
Judds
Mama,
in.
you out? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're just gonna go straight Winona.
Yeah, I got a list. I got a list of other Kentucky people, and that was on my Kentucky. That wasn't on my picks, but on my honorable mentions. I had both. I had Winona and Naomi, but that is a great song. Winona can do it.
And is that
She's got one of the most incredible voices of all time, strongest voices.
well?
Yeah.
This is
we saw her rough maybe a year and a half ago. She was fucking
still
kicking
going,
ass.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And is Winona the mom or the daughter?
The baby.
Daughter.
She's the daughter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Winona and
Yeah.
Naomi.
I
I don't know where they're at. I know they're from Kentucky, but I didn't write down
Cotton,
where.
that's more your wheelhouse. You want to fact check, make sure that's from the 90s? Or are we good?
Oh, I already have them on here. They got like, they
checking
were
the
hard.
boxes.
They were hard in the 90s. That's already on my list. Yep. 1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Pass. We passed. Number 2 pick.
Is Ashley still going to Kentucky games?
Nah, I haven't seen her in a while. I don't know where she's at. I haven't seen her in a long. She was on the sidelines for a long time. I don't know where she's kicking it these days. She's out there somewhere.
She's not at the Arkansas games. I know that much.
No, she's a Kentucky person. I mean, she's blue, but I don't know where she's at these days. I haven't seen her name, but yeah, Ashley was around for a long while.
Yeah. All
Kicking
right.
it.
Any other comments on the Judds before we move on?
Very pro Judds. I like both of them. Yep. Good job. Nice pick.
I like all of them.
And the
All
90s.
right, Cotton, what you got?
Mine is tangential to Montgomery Gentry. We're going to swing over to their cousin, John Michael, who had huge hits in the 90s out of Danville, Kentucky. First 3 albums. I don't know if we can say this about any other band that had a run like this, but their first 3 albums, certified gold, Life's a Dance, Kicking It Up. Yeah.
That's probably more records than
John?
Spoon sold, I think. You think?
Spoon. What was the other one? I don't know. There was some other. They sold. John Michael sold a shitload of albums. So, but out of Danville, Kentucky, "Life's a Dance" is it was huge. Huge song.
Do you learn it as you go?
You do. You learn it as you go. Yeah. Sometimes, nope.
Sometimes you lead. Sometimes maybe you follow.
Thank you. Yeah. Yep. There you go. And I want to do, here, let me see if I can get this. Be my baby tonight. Could you, would you, ain't you gonna? If I ask you, would you wanna be my baby tonight? That every time I hear that song, I think of.
Do we want to ask him to do that again?
I think of that song, and when I hear it, I think of serving tables at Texas Roadhouse back in the day. It was on the jukebox playing when Tammy Lee and I were serving tables at the Texas Roadhouse on Dutchman's Lane. So that was a big one when it came on the radio. Come on the jukebox while we were serving. John Michael Montgomery out of Danville, Kentucky, certified out of the 90s.
And it's certified what? Gold? Is that what that is?
He had 3. His first 3 albums were certified gold. His first 3
Do we know how
albums
many
were
records
certified
that
gold.
is to hit gold? Is that 1 million? Is that?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's a lot.
Jillion.
For sure, it's a lot.
For sure.
All right. I think we've reached
bring
our
it home. What else we
capacity
got on the
of radio country.
Really? We're not even.
You're calling it.
No. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong because one of the biggest, and I know y'all want to talk about rabbit squirrels and swarms and all. You got to have some kind of odd name, but one of the biggest songs out of the 90s, and he is out of Ashland, Kentucky, is Billy Ray Cyrus with "Achy Breaky Heart."
There goes my pick number 3.
There you go. Oh, did I jump on you?
No, too late now. Too late.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh man. Well, I thought
that's okay.
I was being led.
That's right.
into
Redmond goes into the
I thought
2000s. He's got plenty of other choices.
That's right.
I thought
that's
we were
right.
being led into the honorable mentions category of the show.
So,
Sorry,
no,
I didn't know.
speaking
all
of bands from the 2000s, Red, why don't you go with your next pick?
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about Billy.
Oh, is that really your pick?
No, but Craig, you want to talk about Billy?
Well, I was just saying, I thought we were in the honor. So I was like, dude, there are multiple people in the Kentucky 90s country list that have not been thrown out there yet. So I was just going to do like a quick throw out. So fire down on.
No, I got nothing. All right, so moving on. I'm gonna go. This pick is there's not a doubt in my mind it's fucking 90s at this point. They are from Kentucky. When I Googled 90s Kentucky, they did pop up, but I'm gonna go. And when I said that, my picks are from things that I didn't necessarily like, the first time I heard them was actually at the Kentucky State Fair.
Even more Kentucky.
Which is a weird thing. But no, they weren't playing. It was like an intermission between one of the local bands or something. But I'm going to go with Cage the Elephant, who I've thrown out there before. And I'm going to throw out Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, which is probably from like 2005.
I didn't fact check you. But,
it counts.
But
it counts.
It
counts.
is a jam. And it is as early of a song as you can pick from that band. So it's the closest release to the 90s. So we'll
so now we're doing price right as long as it's within the general.
Well, you can't go before.
Region.
You can't go before.
As long
evidently.
As long as you didn't get into the 2026. Then we can't go before. I wanted to do Keith Whitley bad, but apparently he passed away in '89. And
do you guys remember Jack Harlow from the 90s?
You're right.
Wait, was he born? He probably wasn't even born in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's probably true.
Yeah. Tyler Childers.
True.
Tyler Childers out of right.
Yeah, Cage is awesome, man. They got really big too. They're probably one of the bigger Kentucky bands. Probably.
Absolutely.
I just fact checked myself. That is so not 19. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's all right.
It counts.
We enjoyed
it.
Yeah.
Team Redmond on this one.
Yeah. As long as it's not an 80s hair band that was a song written in the 70s, we're good.
The stage has been set. I was just following lead.
All right. Sherman, I don't think you had another one. You had just the two, right?
I don't, but I'm going to tell you real quick, since you mentioned Slint, Endpoint has got a reunion show coming in March. So a 90s hardcore band at Z-Bar.
That's
so
cool.
If anybody is interested in that, I don't have the exact date on that, but that is out there as well. It'll be kind of cool.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up with one last artist that was born in St. Louis, but moved to a small town in Kentucky called Slaughters, Kentucky. I don't know where that is, but I think it's a pretty small town. This person got a degree, though, from Western Kentucky University, so he's a hilltopper. And he actually spent 10 years before he got into his musical career. He spent 10 years in the Kentucky Department of Surface Mining. I don't know, Sherm. You spend time in the government. Any other famous people that have been in the Kentucky Department of Surface Mining? Sturgill did that, yeah.
Slaughters is in way West Kentucky, and it is in Hopkins
Is it
County,
along the river?
Say. But anyway,
I think it's along the river.
It is. It's actually south of the river, south of Henderson, but that is the mining area, so it makes sense.
All right,
Go ahead.
so
I'm interested to see where this is going.
The person I'm talking about is none other than Chris Knight. Chris Knight, his debut album came out in 1998. My favorite album of his came in the early 2000s. A pretty good guy, but the prompt was to stick in the 90s. So I'll go with a song from his debut album, which is I'll go with "It Ain't Easy Being Me," which features a lyric that I quote daily, and it says, "I shot the light and cursed the dark." And I think it's a strong lyric, right? Because so much of the shit that we find ourselves in, we cause ourselves, and that whole song kind of hits at that. And Chris Knight is just an average dude when you talk to him, but his lyrics are fantastic. I think he's one of the best storytellers going. And so check out that song, "It Ain't Easy Being Me," and then hit that follow-up. His album, "A Pretty Good Guy," is Redmond certified, no skips. And most of those are storytelling songs.
I missed something. Where are you talking to this cat?
Where am I talking to him?
Yeah, you said when you talk to him, he's like a humble.
No, I say
guy.
if you were to talk to him, and I've heard him on other podcasts. Actually, Robert O'Keen interviewed him on his podcast, and he is just a down home dude singing about fishing and hunting, but then also about very deep, insightful things, storytelling, everything. I think he's one of the best going, and I did not know him until here, maybe in the last 5 years, that I come to his music, and he's a Kentucky boy through and through. And a lot of his songs are set in Kentucky and rural Kentucky. So that's our man.
That's awesome.
All right, fellas. It's good to be back with you guys.
What happens at the end of the day if you haven't spent a second quoting that quote? Do you just turn off do you pull the chain when you go to bed and you put the light?
I just kind of,
and then you just throw it out to keep the record going.
I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'll be like, hey Shane, shoot the light and curse the dark, and then I can go to bed and I feel better.
Yeah, got you.
As a complete callback, Cotton, it's actually what his alarm clock is titled. That is his title when he sets it. So it plays every morning. He's good.
That's right.
That's right.
Shoot the light, curse the dark.
Bam.
Ta-da.
Well, before we cut out from this episode, the rumor on the street is we have a whole new tiny segment. Do we have a tiny segment? Do we have is it the debut of what is
the hashtag jam of the week?
Jam of the week.
I could pull a song. There was an album that I didn't spend any time talking about from last year. By a guy by the name of the album is by a guy by the name of Joe, and it's DJO. And I bring it up this week because Stranger Things was all the rage. It had the finale and all the stuff. And Joe is actually Joe Keery, who is an actor and is in that movie, but his album is really damn good. And there's a song called Charlie's Garden, which is like a tip to the Beatles. And so that's my jam of the week.
Jam of the week. Joe, spelled with a D.
Charlie's Garden.
All right. That's the name of the album?
That's the
name of the song? Charlie's Garden by
Joe.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
All right. I'm down with
Cool.
it. It'll be added to the playlist. Hey, is the playlist starting? Do we have a 2026 playlist? Is this day one? Or do we just are we trying to get to 15,000?
I think we should. I think we just power through. We'll put them to the top.
All on the same playlist. I don't want Backstreet Boys being by themselves.
That's a damn good idea. Fellas, it's awesome to be back with you. It's probably time that we wrap this thing up. So happy 2026, everyone. We'll see you again next week. Later, fellas.
Be good.